Ready? Yeah, pull the skin. Right there. Good job.
More.
Right there. Yep. Good job. You are done. Good job. I just did a little clip of me and Arlo skinning these tomatoes. So this is all the tomatoes that I got out of 1 gallon bag and 3 quart bags of frozen tomatoes. The top ones are all not defrosted yet, and the ones in the bottom I defrosted yesterday, skinned them, put them in the fridge, and then I did the gallon bag today. I just ran out of time yesterday. So now I'm going to take all of the skins that we got and put those out on this baking sheet. I already have the oven going at 175. That's as low as my oven goes. And I have the skins from yesterday and they're dehydrating. So this is the first time that I've ever dehydrated tomato skins. So I don't really know. I'm assuming it's just like drying anything else. And once it starts to crumble, then you know it's dry, but I'm really not sure. So this is kind of an experiment. I have just seen a couple of people doing it in this community, and I thought I wanted to give it a try because it seemed like a good idea, especially considering that I never have tomato paste in my pantry when I need it. And not only that, when I do buy it, I feel like I don't need as much as I get in a can. So then I feel like a lot goes to waste, or I have to find like a recipe to use the rest of it. And then sometimes I even end up having to open another can because the recipe I found to use the rest of the first can needs more than what I have left over. So it's just kind of a never-ending cycle with tomato paste. So I thought, what a nice way to replace that need if it works. So I'm going to try it out and let you guys know what I think. And then I haven't really decided yet. I think I'm going to do salsa with these because I don't think it's enough for pasta sauce, but the problem that I'm having is that we use pasta sauce a lot more than we use salsa, and I wanted to do like a really small batch of salsa, but to be honest, with the amount that's in here, this would probably be one small batch of salsa. So I might go ahead and just do salsa, and then I do have some more tomatoes that I have to freeze and process this week, so I will probably do pasta sauce with those. I think the problem I was just having in my mind is that today is a good day to do pasta sauce because it's 9 a.m. and I have all day to sit and watch it. I don't have anywhere to go. So I might go ahead and just put a batch of pasta sauce on anyway with those other tomatoes I have. I'm not sure yet exactly what I'm going to do, so I will keep you posted. Okay, guys, I just came back in to check on these and stir them. I have it on low on the 2 burner. This is like a 3-level burner. So I have the 2 on because this pot isn't large enough for the 3. Typically I'll use the 3 if I really want to heat something quicker. But right now I don't want this to cook quick because I'm doing too many things at once. I checked on my skins. They are not ready to be powder yet, so they are going to stay in there. And this is all of the basil I collected, a whole dish pan. So We have a lot to do with this today. I'm gonna dry it. I need a dehydrator, really. I'm gonna dry it, and I'm also gonna use, I'm gonna keep some fresh to use in my pasta sauce. And then I have to come in here, that's why I came in here, was to get another dish pan. And I'm gonna go collect basil now, and cilantro and parsley. I have those tomatoes on like low temperature on the stove, and I'm going to take my dish pan, and I'm gonna come out here. Sorry for the wonderful camera. Oh, wonderful camera action. I'm gonna come out here to my raised bed, and I'm going to cut some herbs for myself. I should have put shoes on there, still do. I thought the sun had got it already. Anyway, I'm going to harvest some of these herbs. Look at what my bed looks like. It is so full. It's honestly ridiculous. None of these middle plants, after I clip the tops, none of these are going to seed yet, except for this one and that one. And this one. I'm eating my words. But I wanted to keep these little ones going because I want to get as much basil as I need for the pasta sauce season. I'm going to collect and dry some today, but I'm also going to use some fresh in the recipes that we're gonna do. So yeah. I also wanted to show you guys, these are my carrots. Let me zoom out. These are carrots, those are carrots. They're all doing really well. And then these, there are some carrot seeds that kind of found their way over here, but these, I looked them up and they are parsnips. And I didn't think that those parsnip seeds that I had were gonna come up. So I can't believe I have parsnips, which is cool. I mean, I don't have that many, but I have enough to see if we like them. So yeah. I honestly think that's just a weed, but I don't know, honestly. Oh, goodness. These are my, I think turnips is what I planted here. They're definitely not ready, too small. And then those are beets. I'm not sure why those aren't looking great. I think it's the herbs overshadowing them, but I'm gonna cut some of this dill down anyway. But I did plant more beets over here, which they look like they're starting to come up and thrive. And then this lettuce, these romaine lettuces are looking good. They're coming to start forming little romaine hearts. So, or romaine heads, I guess is what you say. I don't really know. I've never grown it. And then these onions are looking good too. These are all like green onions. Okay guys, I took a little break and then I realized that I needed to update the vlog. So, you last saw me, I think, harvesting herbs. So what I did was I took all of my dill and I put it on the racks on the foil, put it in the dehydrator. I'm actually getting ready to go check on that now, so I might as well just take you guys with me. Okay, so I checked on Michael's smoker and it does actually go down to about 105 degrees. So I set it to that. I went ahead and lined this rack, and the only reason is I don't want my dill to fall through the rings on this and fall through to the bottom, because I just don't really want to clean up that mess. I don't think it would burn or anything, but I just don't want to worry about the mess. So I'm lining these with foil and hopefully it doesn't affect anything. And then I'm just going to take the little sprigs off of the big stalks and lay them out, and we're going to dehydrate these and see how it turns out. So this is what the dill looks like in the dehydrator, or not dehydrator, in the smoker. And it's not dry, so I think it's going to take probably all day. But down here where the heat is the hottest, I would say that's not 100% ready, but it's pretty close. So maybe I'll check in another half hour or so. And then in here, the skins, this is what they're looking like. They're not, some of the bigger ones are not yet crumbly enough yet. So I am letting them stay in there for a little while longer, and the bottom ones definitely aren't ready yet, so they need a little more time as well. That's the only problem with dehydrating stuff is I need a separate dehydrator so that I have like a certain place to do it, but it's really hard to do big batches. So when I have a full day to do it, I can't do it all in the day, even though I had all the whole day. I just don't have enough space. So, and then in this pot, what I ended up doing with the tomatoes that I had that were frozen, I ended up making salsa, and right now I'm just letting this cool, and then I'm going to put it in the food processor or the Ninja and just blend it up, and hopefully it will thicken a little bit, because I don't think that it's quite thick enough. It's a little liquidy, but also I cooked it a lot longer than they said to, and they said to add tomato paste, which I didn't have, and my skins aren't ready to use as a paste yet, so I'm just waiting on that to cool, and hopefully it'll thicken when I blend it up a little bit. And then I also have just my pressure cooker heating up right now with a little bit of water in the bottom, and I'm getting ready to can this. This is rabbit broth from rabbits that I processed yesterday. Michael went ahead and butchered them, and then he brought them in and they sat in the fridge for 3 days, and then with ice water, and then I went ahead and cut them and processed them out, and so that's what this is. This is the ribs and the hips, and we saved the legs and the backs. So yeah, that's what I'm doing currently. So when I butcher rabbits out, I do not keep the hip bone and tailbone area, and I also don't keep the rib cage and the neck. So there really isn't much meat in there, and it becomes more of a nuisance. If you've ever cooked a whole rabbit, you know, picking all the little ribs out, it just is tedious and frustrating. So I basically looked into it when I decided to start breaking them down and quartering them out, and most people discard those parts. So I started discarding them, but I don't preferably like to discard pieces of meat. I mean, we grew it, we put in the work and effort to harvest it. So I was like, what's the difference between rabbit broth and chicken broth? I do chicken broth. So I tried it, and it smells fantastic. It tastes so good. So that's what I have going in these crock pots. Let me show you guys. So I have a smaller one and a larger one, and in this one there is 5 rib cages and 7 hip bones, and then in here I just have 2 rib cages because I just felt like this was going to be too over packed. Then I put a whole carrot, washed whole carrot. I put half an onion. I put some celery sticks that I just had left over in the fridge, and some garlic. And oh yeah, that reminds me, I'm going to add a bay leaf to each one of these. And then in this one, I don't even have like an actual onion. It's just onion peel and like the throwaway from when I cut an onion last week. I always take my peels and my throwaways and I put them in a bag and I put them in the freezer, and do that with celery, with carrots, whatever the case may be, carrot peelings. I save all those things and I save them for broth. I saw someone do that, I think last year on a video I saw. I don't even know who it was, and I was like, that's genius. Why have I never been doing that? So put your scraps, as long as they're good scraps for broth, put them in a bag and freeze them. Okay, I was getting ready to ladle the broth in here, and I wanted to show you guys this. I don't love the color of it, not gonna lie, and I think it does look kind of weird, but it's Time and Table brand. It's a ladle I got it at Walmart last night, and if you can see in there, it has these little lines with measurements. I don't know if anyone actually would regularly use the measurement, but I just liked how deep it was, and the fact that on both sides it has the little spots where you can pour, because the only ladle that I have right now is right here, and it's pretty deep, but it's just not exactly deep enough always, and I wanted like a stainless steel one, but I couldn't find one deep enough. Like all the stainless steel ones are even more shallow than that black one. So I am going to try this out and see how I like it. But I just wanted to show you guys that because if you are a canner and you hate having to like completely keep going and ladling because your ladle's not big enough, this might be the answer for you too. So yeah, I'll let you guys know how I like it. Okay, I wanted to take you guys over here so I can show you my basil. So I went ahead and used the smoker to dry basil, and I actually used it for my dill that I did the other night, and it worked so wonderfully. It doesn't taste smoky. It's perfectly dry. Now, I do want to check some of these bigger leaves in the back because last night they were not dry. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on for just a little bit, but I'll probably crumble this tonight. I think it's like 7 or 7:30. I'm going to turn this back on for I've had it on 100, 105 the whole time. I'm going to turn it to 115, and then I'm going to do about 2 hours on that. I might take it out sooner, but just to kind of get the residual moisture out of the basil, and then I'm going to harvest it. Not harvest it, I already harvested it. Then I'm going to bring it inside and crush it up. But now I'm going to take a basket and I'm going to go harvest tomatoes. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys. I got one full, almost full, pint jar of basil. And this is everything, almost everything, that I've harvested all season. This is everything that I've dried. I did use some fresh, and I did give some, I've given quite a bit of it to my mom too, so, which I think she dried some as well. So if I had been diligent about completely picking it all and was selfish and kept it all for myself, I probably would have maybe 2 of these by now, or maybe not, maybe like 1.5, because it seems like it takes a lot. I mean, I had 4 trays of this basil dehydrated. It was actually like probably 5 trays because I did some in the oven too. And it literally only filled like half this jar. So I think it takes a lot to fill up the jars. And then I also wanted to show you guys, this is my dill weed that I did in the smoker. I did all of this in the smoker. I didn't do any of it in the oven. The only thing that I need to do, I need to condition these. So I need to make sure to shake them. And then I need to get in there and get out some of those little stems, as you can see. But I mean, I'm just so amazed. Like, it's legit dillweed. I grew and dehydrated my own dillweed. Never done that before. And to be honest, like the way I grew up, I don't think I knew that I could do that. And then these are tomato skins that I saved when I made salsa this past weekend. I think I need a mortar and pestle or a grinder of some sort to actually grind this down finer. I used my food processor, but it seemed like there wasn't enough in there, or that the flakes weren't heavy enough to actually get like ground up any smaller than this. So I just have, you know, quite a few like flakes, but it made half a jelly jar. So, but yeah, that's all I've got. And I've got seeds drying over here, so don't mind that. But that is what I ended up with. And then I did put one more tray of dill back in the smoker, and it's going to dry overnight. So yeah, that's my herb harvest. And then over here I have a whole basket of tomatoes. And these, if I pick any Romas that aren't red, it's usually because I found them on the ground. It seems like Romas are very quick to fall off of the plant. So I think I might put a towel over these and just cut them up tomorrow, because it's basically 9 o'clock and I'm tired and I don't feel like doing anything else today. So these are jalapenos that I picked. I already gave some away to Michael's friend that showed up. And then these are banana peppers that were also out there, and I did give away like 3 of each of these. So, but I'm really impressed with my jalapenos this year. They taste really good and they've come in really good. So I'm going to save the seeds from those too. So anyway, that's my little harvest.